Good morning, Jackrabbit Club members, and welcome to this portfolio update for Friday, July 14th, 2017. Friday, I think it was maybe Wednesday, really contributed to some significant gains in the portfolio. And, we moved up basically a whole percent from where we were last week. We went from 8 to 9%, and, just keep going strong here. So good to be in a system that is working, especially as the market trends. It makes it a lot easier, but I feel like a weekly system also makes it easier when you do get into the non-trending markets where we move sideways and really just chop around in different ranges, because it does let you stay with that longer term trend and still get paid a dividend typically. So at least it's something, along those lines. And as I said, it's working out well for us. We have right now $7,000 in open P&L, 9%. And some of our big winners, United Health continues to hold that top spot, Quest Diagnostics. So it's funny, right? We've talked about how healthcare has been strong, and two of our top positions are United Health and Quest. Then we have Wynn Resorts up 18%, Microsoft up 15%. We're going to look to do some management with that this week on a new breakout. ITW, we had a strong move in that and took half off of that one. Amazon continues to move. Prime Day was especially, I think, significant to them. I know personally I bought 4 Echo Dots, and I don't know how I used to live without them. It's pretty interesting. And, we just continue to go down the list. So you could see the crazy thing here, and don't get used to this because it doesn't happen all the time, is there is not one position on the sheet that is a loser. As of today, we have no losing positions in the portfolio, and we haven't really taken a position off since Starbucks. So, it's a good thing when you just stick with that trend and let the market work for you. So let's go through those trades. All right, let's head on over to the proper screen. Let's get into one of the accounts and let's go to work. All right, Amazon. All right, Amazon just continues to move here. There it goes. All right, so you can see we bought in, and what's been going on. All right, basically nothing. It's kind of chopped around in this range. You can see we've had this box drawn in for some time now. High around 1008, low around 967, and has just continued to move there. So we have our stop down here at 927, which is this wick low. Wick low. I'm actually going to take that stop and move it up to the low of this box. All right, and the reason I'm doing that is we've touched this level so many times before that I just feel like it's time for this thing to either break out or reverse on us and get us out for a small profit. All right. Right now, just continues to move sideways, and anything over 965, I'm glad to stay in that trade. AVGO. All right, this was one that looked like, hey, maybe we're breaking down here. Now looking more like maybe that was the pullback to get us going higher. So right now, you could see we have a downtrend that was broken. Right, if you watch the previous video for the stock market analysis, you can see that we basically are following what the Qs were doing, right? And the NASDAQ. Right, we had this high, a lower high. Now we're breaking that, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens here. Right? Are we just setting up this next consolidation? Again, find the high of the consolidation, find the low. There we go. All right. And now we can actually take and potentially trail our stop up to that 20 or 232 area. All right. Let's see what happens as we get closer to the top of this box. But that's my inclination right now, because that 232 area is lining up with this trend line. It's lining up with basically a previous resistance level that has become new support. All right, so I think that's going to be an important level We're not going to do it just yet. We'll be a little more patient than we were with Amazon. But that's potentially the next level. All right, Berkshire B, okay, had this pullback, now broke out. We added to the position. All right, so this is a big position for me. This is like a $7,000 position, which is big for me. And right now, I want to just see how this 166 level reacts. All right, the financials, I think there was some bad news out of JPM, or maybe good news, but perceived bad. I don't really follow the earnings reports. But just know we are getting into earnings season, and you're going to get some moves that are kind of all over the map. But what I am looking at here is maybe a new consolidation forming between 171 and 167, and see where that goes. But for right now, nothing to do in Berk B. DHR, all right, nice move higher here. And actually, let's jump in a little bit further so I don't keep doing that. There we go. And it's just in the range, right? So 81.50 is the line in the sand. We're just consolidating around that level. Microsoft, all right, now Microsoft broke out again, okay? And with that breakout, we have the option to see if we can add to the position. 70 shares, looking at around 5,000, almost 6,000 in cash allocated to this trade. I'm going to say for me, probably not going to add to it. All right, even at these levels, looks like these ranges were much tighter than where we're at now. So if anything, I'm probably oversized in the trade, but we are going to move that stop up, and that new stop level is going to be 68. All right, so we moved it slightly from 67. We're now at 68, but we have a new breakout. So again, you can see it's just a process. All right, I'm not doing anything specific. I'm not doing anything that anybody else couldn't do. It is just following through with the trade setup. All right, RTN, we moved stop up last week. We had some continuation. All right, looking good there. UNH continues to work. All right, remember, I'm trying to use these previous lows in UNH as maybe a spot to take half off. All right, it's such a big position, or not, I shouldn't say it's a big position. It's a big winner. All right, we're at 27%. It's a big win. And you can see we kind of touched down below that level this week, but we recouped. All right, so right now we're just going to continue to hold 185.76, and we'll even take and just put a little line up there. All right, because I think a breakdown under 185.76, I'm going to take half off. All right, and that's just the way I'm going to trade this, and leave half on and see how much more it can run. Or if I have to add that other half back later, I'd rather do that than give back more money. And last but not least, Win, all right, has had a tough couple of weeks, but we're still holding this level here, looking for it to identify maybe a new support level. And one thing that stands out to me with this candle is look at where the low of the candle came, 127. Look at where this high was, 127. All right, it's amazing sometimes how they come to the penny on these moves. And again, we're not trying to predict anything. I'm just keeping it where it is. But this is starting to look like maybe this could be the low, and maybe it reverses from here. So we'll see what happens. Going further into the other account. All right, BBY. All right, BBY. This was one that we moved our stop up, pulled back, moved up. Sure enough, look at what happened this week. Big down week, but it held above 54.63. Again, another reason why I love using closing stops. Sometimes it doesn't hold, all right? Sometimes it runs and it continues to run. I've been in those trades too, and it's just part of the process. But here, 54.63 holding. Let's see if we can get a move back up off of this level and continue going higher. DGX, I had a breakout and a breakdown. So this one may be getting a little exhausted. Remember, this has been a run all the way from 88, and we're at 109. So still holding stop at 106.50. I'll actually move it up to the consolidation low, which is there around 107.63, just to be consistent with what we've been doing. DHI, all right, a nice move out of this breakout. Remember, we talked about trend line resistance, but We'll see what happens here. But again, just a simple breakout last week. At one point was trading all the way up about 70 or 80 cents higher, but gave back a little bit. But still, a solid start to a new position. FedEx, all right, continues to work. Nothing else we can do there. Corning, all right, similar situation. Let's move this stop up. Let's move it up to the consolidation low. And that basically gets us back to break even, all right? But it just continues to work, which is great. HIG continues to work. Nothing to do there. ICE, all right, continues to work. Again, don't overmanage these. Just let them work. ITW, all right, remember now we had such a huge position in it, all right, almost 7,000. So I used the same method that I'm using with UNH, where I'm going to take half off if it breaks down below the previous candle. Sure enough, that's what it did. Took half off. All right, and now it's just consolidated. So if it consolidates, breaks out again over 149 or 150, then I'll add back my full position size. All right. Again, just it's almost like you're trading around. Everybody talks about trading around a core position. This is how you do it. All right, and this is how you do it technically, and not just arbitrary, not just emotionally. This is a technical way. It's systematic. You should be able to follow this thing every single time and follow the same process, the same procedure every single time. JPM, all right, got it in that breakout, had a nice week. And then this week, as I said, reported some earnings. And, it is what it is. This is the game you're playing. All right, and here's a perfect example of why we just let the stocks work. All right, because Netflix. Now, if we would have got super aggressive last week with Netflix, all right, and maybe we sold off, right, on this sell-off, and sure enough, we got out of the position. Didn't stick to our process. Just got out of the position. We're saying, we know this is going lower. This looks awful going lower. All right, we would have got out. We probably would have got out at 145. Now trading 161, almost back to new highs. All right, so again, this is why you need to follow that process each and every time, regardless of what you feel, regardless of what you think. Just follow the process. All right, and this is what I used to do. I was there. I would overtrade. All right, I would be in positions that were too big, and it would scare me out of the trade, and I would get out at 145 because I couldn't handle losing another $2-3. I was so large in the position, it just wouldn't work. It would scare me out, and I would get out, and then I would be kicking myself now trying to chase it, and then maybe it does reverse, and then I got knocked out twice. So again, this is just one of those things. Just let the stocks work, let them do their thing, and just manage them every single week based on a solid process. And here we are with Netflix that had a huge move, right? We went from 145 to 160, $15, 10% in a week. All right, and that could have been 10% that you lost. But if you do lose it, you're positioned right to do so. All right, so that is the account or the accounts, the portfolio. So really the basic thing was we're just adjusting some stops, fine-tuning some stuff. The big one is moving the stop at Microsoft. As far as new stocks, the only two I would be willing to add, honestly, would be, or I should say three, would be Dow. All right, that one I like. I like DD. All right, those are solid. So two materials plays there. And then the other two would be Facebook. All right, I love the look of Facebook there, and eBay. All right, those would be the four. All right, let's go with four. But the issue is, if you look at the portfolio, I have a tech here plus Netflix, so that's technically a tech to me. So that one is, so the technology names are out, and if we look at my other account, all right, Microsoft and AVGO, and plus Amazon. So I can't add another Facebook, or that's just it's a lot of risk, and it's not my style. If you guys want to load up on it, go be it. Go ahead. And then the other two I would add would be DD and Dow. But honestly, I don't have a lot of money left in the account. It's a cash account. It's not margin. And I'm pretty well allocated, and I'm pretty heavily invested. So with the breakout in the markets, I feel comfortable. but I don't want to overextend myself. So, you know, the DD and the Dow, especially when you go ahead and you look at the materials, are starting to perk up. If you wanted to add DD or Dow, go ahead. The other option is you can obviously just add the XLB and cover both of them. So not adding anything this week, but just managing what I have and hopefully getting on the next run. And then we'll look to take some off and then put some cash out to potentially look to round out the portfolio as the market adjusts. The other thing I want to point out, Starbucks. Don't forget we got out of Starbucks, and you know, it's really not done much. So maybe again looking to do that reversal that we were talking about. So that's it for this week. Again, try to keep that one a little bit shorter. Any questions or comments, definitely email me, leave them below in the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.